I was very excited to see this, because it was surmised that the NES Classic was coming out. There might be more of these Nintendo Mini systems.
Yeah. And we got.
And the original's coming out. The Famicom Mini is coming out.
And it's adorable.
And I'm surprised this was announced after the NES Classic Edition, or maybe they wanted to see, maybe they had it in the works, want to see the positive response to obviously the bigger market in America and worldwide for the NES version before coming out with the announcement for the Famicom.
Sure.
One. But I am really, really happy to hear about this, because now this is another thing I gotta buy just to have, another retro item. Member berries. You watching South Park this year? Member Famicom?
No, but
member the Cantina? Member NES?
My coworker Lane keeps saying that, and she explained it to me at work. Like every time someone comes in, she's like, "Member," and she just keeps talking about
Gremlins. Oh yeah, I remember Gremlins. So this is gonna come out also in November
10th, one day before the NES Classic,
and maybe 2 days before something else that might be also NES related that we might announce.
Yeah,
in the future. What's cool is that the commercial is the exact style of the original Famicom commercials. I mean, I'm sure you haven't seen a lot of Famicom commercials out there, but it almost sounds like even the same announcer or someone very close.
Yeah,
to that classic Famicom announcer. It's like that very deep voice. So I have 3 thoughts on this. Well, I have more than 3 thoughts, but. Let's go over the games first.
Yeah, because there's some differences. About
2/3 are on the NES Classic Edition. We can run them down and go through the ones that are and are not. You got Donkey Kong, Pac-Man, Excite-Bike, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Galaga.
Yar Kung Fu is not.
Yar Kung Fu did not come out in the US. Considered one of the first one-on-one fighting games. I remember playing this at Seaside Heights, and the pizzeria actually had an arcade machine of this.
Oh, that's awesome.
And getting my ass handed to me, I think, in the second guy with the stick. I think just destroyed me. I remember they had ER Kung Fu next to a Punch-Out cabinet. I can't remember if it was Super Punch-Out or not. I was like 5. But I remember that. So ER Kung Fu is a fun game. Talked about it in the video game years.
Yeah, we talked about, yeah.
I think we don't have the perspective since we didn't grow up with the Famicom. Maybe our equivalent was like, I don't know, pro wrestling. For them, it was ER Kung Fu, something like that. Super Mario Brothers, of course. Legend of Zelda.
So I just want to interject here because my buddy Kevin and a longtime listener of the podcast brought it up, and he was like, "What would be really cute?" He's like, and it's not going to happen. He's like, but I wish. Because Legend of Zelda's on it, it's the Famicom Mini. He's like, I wish they would have put a little microphone in the Player 1 controller so that you could do the yell to kill the dudes with the big ears. I can't remember their names now, but he's like, that would have been awesome. I was like, oh, I would have ordered one just for that. That would have been awesome.
Well, I think it's the Famicom Disk System version. I think they're going to put on there because that was the first release over there.
Oh,
for
okay.
cartridge, which has nothing to do with the microphone, but I think you'll get the extra sound channels though.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that.
But still, it would have been awesome if they put the little. I mean, it's the only game that would have used it, but it would have been cool if they put the little microphone.
Because to them, the ROM's a ROM. What's the difference?
Yeah.
So I think you're going to get the Famicom Disk System version on that one. Then you're going to get Atlantis no Nazo, which is a game I had heard of before, but I'm not really familiar. I don't know if you are, Ian.
No.
With this, so it's a Sunsoft side-scrolling platform game. And it came out in '86. Again, I don't have a lot of experience with this, but I've seen the title before. So I have to trust that they know what they're doing. Gradius.
Yep.
Then Ghosts and Goblins. Those are Solomon's Key.
Not on the U.S. version.
Not on the U.S. version.
Really good game though.
Kind of a surprising one. I guess that was was more popular in Japan than here because it wasn't that. It sold pretty well here, but it wasn't a popular game. Metroid, again, that could be this system version. Castlevania, Adventure of Link. Bumping Sumo! Not familiar with Bumping Sumo.
I am. Fun game, but yeah, not something that would have gone over,
Well,
huge.
Sumo's not big in the U.S.
No.
Unless you're talking Yokozuna.
Super Mario 3. Interesting. Ninja Gaiden. We're getting part 2 here. Not part 1.
No, we are getting Ninja Gaiden.
We're getting 1? I thought we were getting 2.
No, we're getting Mega Man 2.
Oh, okay. Which is here.
So that's fine. River City Ransom is
huge.
the big difference that we're not getting that in the U.S. And that's where I'm like, holy shit, why aren't we getting that in the US if it's on this one? So that's what the fourth game that or fifth game so far that's different. That we're not getting that. That's considered one of the best games, probably a top 20 game in the US. 5 stars according to a certain NES guidebook. So I mean, why wouldn't that be in the US? I don't know. Maybe it's a rights issue.
But it's Technos, which did the next game on the list, which is also Double Dragon 2.
Sure. And then you're also getting Super C.
And then you're getting Final Fantasy 3, which is actually a ton of fun. Shame, but that never came out in the US.
Never came out here.
Dr. Mario, which is great. Now, Downtown Taketsu Monogatari is... I thought that was River City Ransom, so I think they might have renamed it wrong because I'm under the impression that this one gets Renegade. I'm under the impression that this one actually gets the original Renegade. And then Downtown Soriyuke, forgive me, Daiyun Dokai is it's kind of like a weird precursor to Crash and the Boys. Where it's like a running beat 'em up, but there's like a contest to it. It's like a contest.
So it's kind of like Crash and the Boys Free Challenge, but it came out before that.
Before or after, but it's similar.
Well, I'm trying to find the video right now because I go through. They actually go through the video. Each game in detail. It's a lot better than the commercial in the U.S. didn't actually show all the games, and they do it by order of year, which is actually how they're listed there. If you notice, the year they came out, it's actually listed in order. So Final Fantasy 3, 1990, and then after that, Dr. Mario. After that, because the video they came out with is like 3 minutes.
Maybe
it's
I'm
like 5
wrong.
minutes long. Okay, it looks like you're right. It looks like a Crash and the Boys style game, but it's not Crash and the Boys. You're right.
It's more of a straight up beat 'em up competition.
But you're
running.
They're running along.
Stages.
They're throwing tires and they're climbing up a building.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get that.
Nope.
We also didn't get. Well, we got this in the US, but not on the NES Classic Edition. Mario Open Golf.
Yeah, which is a fun game. I believe there's huge differences, and I can't remember them. I believe we covered it in a certain guidebook. We might have covered the differences. There are pretty big differences between.
You wrote the review, didn't you?
Yeah, I can't remember if I had to cut them for space or not, but there are differences between the US and Japanese version, pretty big ones. Super Mario USA, which would be Super Mario 2, and then Kirby's Adventure.
So you're getting 8 games that didn't come out in the US. So a little under 2/3. I'm impressed by that lineup, though. I'm probably almost or just about as impressed as the US lineup.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the only one that you'd be hard pressed to play without knowing Japanese, or it would be hard to play without knowing Japanese would be the Final Fantasy 3.
Sure. But Ian, there's also another difference to the system.
The controllers are hardwired.
That's the one difference because they were on the Famicom. What's the other difference with the controllers?
They're very, very tiny.
They're like that.
Yeah.
So on the Famicom, which is somewhere behind me, the one I have, the controllers sit on the side of the system. There's like little grooved edges that it sits in. So I guess they wanted to be super accurate to the scale and have them fit in. So if you get this Famicom Mini, you're gonna have to play, unless there's a way to plug them in, which I don't know about yet, with little controllers that's like the size of your finger. Which I'm not sure how easy that's going to be for people.
It's probably going to be a huge pain in the ass.
You think so?
Yeah.
Would you pass on that then and be like, eh?
I mean, the thing is, I don't know. I'm probably going to try to grab a couple NES Classics if I can, especially through the store, just for people who can't get them. I don't know that I need one myself. I probably don't need a Famicom Mini at all. I think these are very cool things, but like if they're going to be in limited supply, I'd rather they just go to people who want them more. I do think, especially, I mean, my hands aren't huge, but I think I would probably get cramps trying to play, especially something like a River City Ransom game or a beat 'em up. My hands would probably cramp up really quick trying to play them on the smaller controllers.
So they did a great job swapping out the ones because there's no Kid Icarus here, but it wasn't as big in Japan.
Right.
There's no Castlevania 2. You still get Castlevania. There's no Punch-Out. Wasn't as big in Japan. There's no Tecmo Bowl. I'm not sure that even came out in Japan. No Bubble Bobble. So they did it where they could. They got rid of having I think no Donkey Kong Jr. You still get Donkey Kong.
Yep.
So like they did it, I think, and they swapped out Final Fantasy 3 for Final Fantasy. So I think they did the best job they could of switching it up.
Mm-hmm.
And the other big one that's not on here. Oh, that's it. So they did a good job, I think. Obviously, I can't comment more on the sumo game since I'm not familiar with it.
It's simple.
Or the Technos game that didn't come out here. So I'm gonna pick this up for sure, just to see how it feels holding the little controller.
I think as of even like last week, I mean, you could still pre-order them on Amazon Japan, and they would ship them here. So I mean, it shouldn't be as hard to get as the NES Classic.
Or we can start a magazine, and then have a website, and do drop shipping from the website.
All right, knock it off.
What am I talking about?
Move on.
Well, hopefully we're not putting these up out of order online, or people might be confused. But if it is out of order, wait for that next segment because it'll be funny. It'll make sense then.